To renovate or not to renovate? That is the question. Hey, I'm Dee Martin with Dee Martin Realty Group in Tyler, Texas. I'm a licensed real estate agent, and I'm here to talk to you today about whether or not you should do renovations before you list your house. Now, that's kind of a loaded question because there are so many things that you may or may not want to do in order to get the best price for your house, top dollar, and to sell it quickly. And those things can vary so much just depending on the house and the location and the age of the home and all of those things. I will tell you, in our area, there are a lot of older homes. Now, there are some new construction and some newer homes, but there are also a lot of older homes in really great neighborhoods. And some of those homes are partially renovated or updated, and some are completely done, and some aren't done at all. And they're full of wallpaper and carpet and all kinds of crazy color tiles and all the things that people may or may not like, and most of them probably not. So here are the things that I would say that you need to think about when you're considering should you do renovations or updates to your home. And that is that some of those things are going to be super expensive. So it's kind of like, if you, let's say you decide to paint the walls. Well, now suddenly the trim looks really bad. So sometimes, you start a project and that one thing looks great, but then it kind of makes everything else look really dingy. So the very first thing that I would say when you're getting your house ready to list and you're thinking about what should you do to your home is you should make sure that the maintenance is all really well done. Are your gutters cleaned out? Do you need paint on the outside of your house? Is it peeling or chipping, or is there a rotted corner on your eave? Are there things like that that are going to come up in the inspection report that are maintenance items that really should be done? If so, those are the kind of things that you really want to take care of. That's almost more important than an update, in my opinion. Is your HVAC super old and not really working well? Should you have that serviced? That your bathroom drains don't drain very quickly. Those kind of things are the things that I think are super important to take care of. I also tell people cleaning top to bottom is really important. So dust your ceiling fans, dust your baseboards, make sure your counters are super clean, bathrooms super, super clean, and you want to make sure that the house inside and out, flower beds, the weeds are pulled, fresh mulch, but don't make it go up to the brick line. Show some of that slab because we don't want any conducive conditions for termites coming up in your inspection report. Do the things that are going to make it just look like it is very well maintained because we want it to be very well maintained. Wallpaper is one of those things that it's pretty expensive to take down and it's hard to do yourself. But it's one of those things that it really could change the whole look of your house if you get rid of wallpaper. Countertops. I mean, gosh, if you have Formica countertops that are, burgundy or, eggplant color, then maybe that looks amazing in your house. I recently did go on a listing appointment where they had some red countertops that were absolutely beautiful in the space. And even though they were not granite or quartz, they fit perfectly in the age of that home. And I wouldn't recommend changing those at all. As a matter of fact, if I bought the house, I probably wouldn't change them. So, you could spend a ton of money, but there are lots of places you can Google and just put in what renovations, say in Texas, will be the best return on my investment. Typically, a front door, garage doors, a deck. If your house has a deck and it's in bad condition, redoing the deck, those things are going to get a high return of your investment when you go to sell that house. But nothing gets 100%. So you've got to think about that. If you're going to go in and redo countertops and spend thousands of dollars thinking that that is going to help your house sell, well, I would rather you do those and live with them for a while and enjoy them yourself so that you get the enjoyment out of that, not just to do that to completely update the house. There are, obviously extenuating circumstances and different scenarios call for different things. But what I would say to you is, let me come over, look at your property, and tell you what are the things that I think you should do if you're thinking you need to spend money to update this house because you really do want top dollar and there are things that you feel like need to be done. And let's talk about those things. It's not a clear-cut answer. It really depends on the house. It depends on your financial situation. It depends on how quickly you want it to sell. It depends on how much equity you have in the house. Like if you've owned this house forever, and I mean, you've got a ton of money in it compared to what you paid for it, well, you've got a ton of equity in it compared to what you paid for it. You bought it years and years and years ago. You've raised your family there. You're retiring now. And so your house is worth way more than what you originally paid for it. It might be worth it to do a few things that would help, bring it into the current design trends so that your house doesn't look crazy. Like if your house has a shower that's really awful, maybe it's worth considering doing that. But again, it's just going to depend on what it is. The best things to do: super clean, inside and out, great yard, great flower beds, all the things that you can do that are just work. It's just elbow grease. If it needs to be repainted, I would say repaint it. If you know that you've got a pet that has trashed your back door, or kids that have colored on a wall or something like that, take care of those things. Those things will make a difference. You want people to walk in and feel like we don't have a ton of stuff to do here and it's worth what these people are asking for it. So rather than renovating, before you do anything like that, get your agent over there, give us a call somebody on my team. We'll come check it out. We'll tell you what we think would be a smart way to spend your money. And we won't tell you to spend money that we think is just going to be wasted. If you're not going to get a big return on that investment, sell the house as is, super clean. You'll be better off.